Bum, 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 bum. What's up, everybody? Welcome to some Mogis, God of Metal. Hope you're excited. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, I like it. We'll keep on this. We have Gamble, which we can gamble for a Phyrexian Arena, and then we have the land on drop. As long as we hit our 5th land drop, we'll be online for Temple of the False God, which I always like. Let's go ahead and get the, and then I'll cover commanders in just a second. Let's get Mogis pop back up. Let's get the Bloodstained Mire down, and let's go and go for that Phyrexian Arena. I like that. That's going to be, let's grab that Badlands. Keep our fingers crossed. Ugh. I mean, we've got some good stuff in here. If we miss out on one of the lanes, if somehow we whiff on Dragon Skull Summit, that would be a bummer. But let's go and grab that Phyrexian Arena. Where are you? Phyrexian Arena. There we go. Grab that Phyrexian Arena. All right, Temple of the False God. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll take that. Anything else, we'll go and pass the turn. That's probably the best one. It'd be nice to have Temple. We did have the lanes in the hand to kind of support it, but I'm okay with getting down Phyrexian Arena and Dragon Skull Summit to follow up with. And then I'll cover our commanders in Price of Glory. Let's go and get the Dragon Skull Summit down, and then we'll go and pass the turn. We're playing Mogis, God of Metal. Indestructible Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Then at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Mogis deals 2 damage to that player unless he or she sacrifices a creature. Playing gets some partner action with Sidar and Thrasios. So, with Thrasios, 4 mana, scry 1, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, draw a card. Opponent does get down the Obscuring Aether. Face down creatures call. Oh yeah, I think this is the morph deck. Man, this deck's wild. Let's go ahead and let's go get the swamp down. I've played against this before. It's pretty good. You're in for a treat on this one. So hopefully I'll go and post this video out, probably win or lose, just because I always like to see cool decks like that. Get down the Phyrexian Arena, and then we're gonna go and pass the turn. Playing against Sidar too. Condo of flanking, and then creatures your opponents control without flying or reach can't block creatures with power 2 or less with the partner ability. So we'll see what else we're going to get down. And I cannot remember which commander it was, but I've played against this deck before, and it's pretty silly. Jeskai Infiltrator, whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile the top card of your library and manifest those cards. Exile it and the top card of your library. Okay, I got it. It took me a second. I was reading that, and I thought they got to exile one of our things. I was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so we draw into Sin Prodder, and we also hit Go for the Throat. Cannot be blocked. Do we need to go for Fleshbag Marauder at this point right now? Yeah, I think I like that. I don't think we really want our opponent to getting a ton of little morph creatures onto the battlefield with that. Anything else, we'll go and pass turn over there. Now, as far as Obscuring Aether goes, face down creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast, 2 mana, turn Obscuring Aether face down. It becomes a 2/2 creature. Okay, there we go. Opponent's going to go for the, get the Survivalist, enters the battlefield, is turned up, destroy target artifact or enchantment opponent controls. Okay. We draw into another swamp. Let's go and get that down. Do we want to go for Mogis? I think that sounds good. We'll get that trigger going during their upkeep. Or we could no, let's go for Sin Prodder. We need to get the card advantage going. We get down Sin Prodder, puts our opponent in a spot to where they don't want to give us that extra card. They're going to be paying that life, and that really kind of doesn't matter once we get those Mogis triggers. We can go for Mogis next turn, kind of get that going. Now, I did make some updates to Mogis, which I'm really excited about. If you haven't seen Mogis before, this is kind of a Punisher-style deck. You can see we have Price of Glory in the hand. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, if it's not that player's turn, destroy that land. So we're running a lot of effects like that. And it is a fun deck. I like doing it, but sometimes we would get into spots where a lot of these enchantments, they just really wouldn't do much. And so I kind of tweaked it just a little bit, added a little bit heavier Planeswalkers in here, and I'll kind of cover those Planeswalkers in a second once we get the Sin Prodder trigger going, see if our opponent wants to let that Exsanguinate go to the hand or not. That was the reveal of Sin Prodder, was Exsanguinate. Okay, and it does go into the bin, so we'll go and cross that off. And we draw into Read the Bones. Yeah, let's see if we can't hit the land drop this turn, and then we go for the Throat to stop that. That's going to be Night's Whisper and Grey Merchant. Let's go ahead and put the Grey Merchant on the bottom. I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to put Night's Whisper on top. I like that. All right, we don't hit it, but we do hit Vandal Blast. As far as catching something from our opponent, yeah, let's go and go for that Skull Clamp. We need to get that off. Get that out of here, and let's go and swing it for 3. And put our opponent down to 25. Then we'll go and pass turn to our opponent. But yeah, so I did add the Planeswalker. I added Sorin Markov in here, which is the 6 mana Sorin, which we can use the -3 ability to make our opponent life total go down to 10. That does matter in particular matches like this, especially if we have Sin Prodder on the battlefield and we have Mogis during their upkeep. So that kind of really does help us kind of push that game plan. I also added Angrath, the new red-black Planeswalker, in here. We have Chandra Flamecaller, the 6th drop. We get those tokens onto the battlefield, but also it's going to allow us to, I think with the 0 ability, it's going to allow us to kind of get a fresh look at some of the cards in our hand, or at least a fresh new hand. Opponent's going to get the Whisperwood Elemental Manifest trigger. All right, get the Sin Broader. Let's see what we revealed off of that. And it's going to be Command Tower. So if they want to, they can put that into the, no, it goes into the bin. There we go. It goes into our hand. And then we draw into another swamp. Let's go and get the Command Tower down. Now, with Whisperwood Elemental, this out there, they've only got 3 cards in the hand. Do we want to go for Crux of Fate at this point right now? It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'd be a really good way to kind of reset. Then we can follow it up with Grave Titan next turn. I think I like that. Let's go and push in with Sin Prodder. Hopefully we can kind of get in for 3 damage. They do have 2 creatures on the battlefield, 2 block on Sin Prodder with that Menace ability, but probably going to see no blocks from our opponent. Hopefully. If they do, either way, we're going to be going for Crux of Fate. So we'll get in that extra damage, put them down to 22. And it's going to go for that Crux of Fate. Destroy all non-dragon creatures. They look like a lot of non-dragons over there. Okay. Take care of the Sin Prodder, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. All right. And then whenever it dies, manifest the... And see, this is where... I like playing against this deck, but usually when I'm playing Commander, like I know a lot of the cards that our opponent's doing, so it makes my commentary really easy. There's a lot of stuff to read when you play against this Morph deck where I'm just like, oh, okay. And I'm trying to read it really quick and deliver like a good flow of commentary, and our opponent is just... They've played this deck a lot. They're going a lot quicker than we are, and it always throws me for a loop when I'm trying to quickly read the cards. So opponent did get the Whisperwood, sacrifice Whisperwood until end of turn, face up whenever this creature dies, manifest the top card of your library. Okay, so we got 3 coming across. It's going to put us down to 15. They're going to get that land drop down. We still have Go for the Throat to go for on the Manifest token if we want to block that. More than likely, we'll probably go for Grave Titan. We'll see what some of these morph creatures are, once they kind of morph them up. But Grave Titan will give us a kind of a little bit of an army in the can. We'll get Grave Titan down. It'll be good for Devotion, and then we can kind of go on the back end. Let's get the Swamp down. Let's go for Grave Titan. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Black, black, black. Sorry about that. Didn't realize my phone was on. All right, get Grave Titan down and get those two black zombie tokens onto the battlefield, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. So, next turn, we're going to be able to get the land drop down. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to be 7 total mana. So we can get Mogis down. If we want to, we can go for Price of Glory, but it's probably not going to help much in this particular matchup. But it does go for Reality Shift on Grave Titan, so that's going to turn us into a 2/2 Manifest token. And it's just a straight-up token on that one. But we still got a few more tokens on the battlefield. We can go for Mogis and Knight's Whisper to draw a little bit more cards, see if we can't dig a little bit deeper. That's kind of the fun thing about playing against this deck, is there's so much just a lot of value out of getting some of these little Manifest token downs. All right, opponent's going to be swinging in for a 3/3 body. Whenever it attacks, search your library for a basic land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. Do we want to double block with our 2 zombie tokens on this one? I think I like that. Let's go Manifest, and let's go zombie on that one. Not going to be able to take care of all of our tokens, at least kind of force them to either manifest for its mana cost. We'll see if it is an actual creature getting turned up for its converted mana cost. It's going to be 3 total mana for them to do that. Okay. And then right into Being, which is simply just a sorcery. Okay. And then draw into Portal. Let's go and get the Swamp down. Let's go for Knight's Whisper first. It's going to be 1, 2. It's going to put us down to 13, but we're going to be able to draw 2 cards. And then this actually might be a counterspell. Stratus Dancer. Whenever it's turn faced up, counter target instant. All right, got the Knight's Whisper. It just... I remember I started laughing last time. Do we want to get Mogis down? That does have flying. It's a 3/2 with flyer. I'm curious. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. If we get the Cohesive Portal down, or do we want to go for the Throat on that? Let's do this. Let's go ahead and push in with the 2 zombie tokens. Let's go for the Throat on the Stratus Dancer. Yeah, I think I like that. We get in for 4, put him down to 18. That'll kind of keep it a little bit even. If our opponent wants to go for Sword of the Animus on Thrasios, and then get a little bit extra off of that. But at least we can kind of get in the damage when we can. And then we'll go get that Price of Glory down, since we do have 3 mana left. All right. Whenever a player taps land for mana, if it's not that turn, destroy that land. So, actually, technically, we could have got that down. But that Stratus Dancer... We're going to go for Mogis that turn, so just kind of depend on how it sequence out. But as far as next turn goes, if we hit the land drop, that will put us at 8 total mana. We'll be online for Cohesive Portal, and we get down Mogis. But think about these face-up creatures, especially when the Stratus Dancer just flipped up and countered that spell. It just makes me... it reminds me of Pocket Sand from King of the Hill. And it's got me wanting to look it up, but it's just like... I don't know why, I just find it so humorous that they're like, haha, gotcha. You fell into my trap card. It reminds me of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime show, where it's just like, aha, you did not play around my trap card, buddy. Anyway, I used to watch that a lot as a child, and I never really understood what was going on, but I'd always get frustrated because the show would, man, they would just, not a lot would get done in the show, and that always kind of bummed me out. But anyway, all right, that's enough Yu-Gi-Oh! Talk. But it's going to be swinging in for 2. It's going to put us down to 13, and then we'll see who we draw into. All right, drawn to the Dungeon Palace. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for that. Get the portal down. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll go and get Mogis down too. And I'll have to start looking for that pocket sand. If you can just go to Google and type in pocket sand, and this one is whenever it's turn face up, destroy target enchantment. Okay, anything else? We're going to go and pass the turn. So Thrasios is able to swing in with the sword of the Animist. If they want to get the sword onto one of the morph creatures, they can. That would put us in a weird spot to where they can start swinging in for that 3. We'd have to double block with a couple tokens. But luckily, since we did get the portal down, we're going to get that card draw going. And pretty much always, in 1 versus 1 commander, you don't really have to worry about the portal blowing up all your stuff, unless you want to vote for Carnage. But pretty much as long as the vote is split, you're going to get that card draw going. Because at this point right now, opponent has 2 cards in hand. We do have a morph creature, so that may be another counter morph creature. But if we can at least hit a board wipe or something, that'd be definitely good to go for. But I'll just get down the Sword of the Animist. Let's go ahead and chump block on the... Man, I feel like we're walking it this way. I feel like we're walking into a trap on this one. Excuse me, with Sidar, yeah, power 2 or less. All right, they're going to be getting in for 5, which is going to put us down to 8. So we do need to rip some sort of board wipe to kind of get this accelerated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This happened last time. There's pocket sand. Puts us down to, okay. Creatures you control get +2/+2. All right. I don't even know what video it was, but this happened last time. We're going to choose Carnage on this one. Maybe our opponent votes for Carnage too. If we can blow everything up. Or they opt not to vote for it. And we draw the Furnace of Wrath. Let's go and get the polluted Delta down. If we get down Furnace of Wrath, it's not going to do much. Why not? I mean, red. All right, Furnace of Wrath. I'm like having this weird deja vu moment where like I gotta look it up, but last time there was Master of Pearls, and that's what made me think about pocket sand, and we got pocket sanded on this one. All right, I'm pushing for 8. Anyway, it's not going to matter. Opponent's going to get in on this one. We'll go and kick it over to our opponent. Get game. And it's just, yeah, I mean, there's something nice when you watch a Magic player pile a deck that you've never seen before, and then B, operated at the efficiency that our opponent's operating it at is just, it's great. It's really good. I mean, this is not just like, oh, I'm going to dirtle around and do this. This is, you can see our opponent's ahead on the clock and just really took us out behind the woodshed on this one. All right, so the morph creatures do kind of ruin the Mogis concert on this one, but hey, good game to our opponent. Always enjoyed to get to see fun deck building like that, and we get to see Mr. Pocket Sand pop up and make an experience. That's always good too. So, anyways, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. What's up, everybody? Welcome to some Mogis, God of Metal. Hope you're excited. As far as opening hand goes, yeah, if we didn't have Temple in the hand, I would probably keep on this one. We got Chrome Mox, exiling, probably go for the Throat or Exsanguinate. That's going to be 1, 2. Yeah, it just doesn't really go anywhere. Let's go and mulligan on this one. Yeah, I like this a lot. Oh, a lot better. We're going to keep on this one. So glad. We'll put that on top too since our opponent is on the play. All right, let our opponent do their thing. We're playing Mogis, God of Slaughter. Indestructible Devotion 7 turns into a creature. Then at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Mogis deals 2 damage to that player unless he or she sacrifices a creature. Let's go and lead off with the Temple of Malice. Yeah, I like that. Temple of Malice. Let's get the Scry going, the Scurry, the Fever, the Insanity. Grey Merchant. Do we want Grey Merchant? Yeah, I like that. We got some good mana. We got Ancient Tomb down. We'll put Grey Merchant on top. And we got some partner actions, some Sultai partners, which is really cool. Excited to see this, see what our opponent's got going on. Maybe it's just Sultai control, but either way, I always enjoy playing against Sultai. We're playing against Thrasios, Triton Hero. It's already on the battlefield. 4 mana Scry 1, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a land card, put it on the battlefield tapped. Otherwise, draw a card. And we will cover Reyhan in just a second. Do we want to go for Dreadbore on Thrasios at this point right now? They're not going to be able to go for an activation. Let's go and get the Canyon Sloth down. And then we're going to go and pass the turn. The other partner that our opponent is playing is Reyhan, last of the Obzon. Reyhan enters the battlefield with 3+1 counters on it. Whenever a creature you control dies or is put into the command zone, if it had one or more +1 counters on it, you may put that many +1 counters on target creature. Opponent's going to search up a bayou off that Catacombs, and then we'll see what they're going to get down. Might be Reyhan coming across. Reyhan, there we go. Got the full partner assembled. Now, at this point right now, one thing that would definitely help us is if we get some sort of board wipe. That would send both of their commanders back to the command zone and be a really good tempo play. Let's go and get the, I guess we're just going to get the Ancient Tomb down. We go for Mogis, then we can follow it up with Obnixilis, Great Merchant. That makes get some devotion. It's going to be black, red, and then a slamming baseline from our base guitars to get Mogis onto the battlefield. There we go. Turn 3, got Mogis down, and then we're going to go and pass the turn. So, as far as the clock from our opponent goes, we are looking at our opponent swinging in for 4 each turn. Just not the worst, but, you know, a little bit of a clock. As far as removal goes, we have Dreadbore and Obnixilis. Next turn, we will be online for 5 mana. So, more than likely, we're going to go ahead and go for that, get down Obnixilis to get that card draw going. I'd like to find a way to kind of keep these creatures off the battlefield. You know, if we do go for Dreadbore on Reyhan, they're going to be able to shift the counters onto Thrasios. So we almost kind of need to find a, or we could go for Fleshbag. That'd be a good one. So get the mountain down. Let's be 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we'll be able to do that. In fact, let's go and go for that. That'd be a good tempo play. Let's go for Fleshbag. Wonderful draw off that one, actually. Get down Fleshbag Marauder. Oh, there's nothing. Feels real good magic. Get a goodly timed Fleshbag. We're going to sacrifice Fleshbag. We'll see what our opponent's going to sacrifice. They're going to sacrifice the sacrifice Reyhan, get those +1 counters onto Thrasios, and then we're going to go for the Dreadbore on Thrasios, black, red. There we go, evened up. Opponent's got 6 cards in the hand. Anything else, we're going to go and pass the turn. We will have that Mogis trigger coming down, and then we can kind of go from there. But I just, well, I just recorded Mogis. I'm not sure how I'm going to do, if I'm going to splice it. Depends on how long this video is, but you'll see it at some point. But I got hit by pocket sand again. And if you've seen my video where I get hit by pocket sand, I got hit by it again. Anyway, it's always fun seeing a deck like that. It basically is, it was another partner deck, and they had, and in fact, if it's before this one, I do apologize for explaining it. I don't know how I'm going to sequence this one. But it was the Sidar and Thrasios morph deck, and it is just it's insane. It's crazy. I love it though. Let's go. We draw the Gilded Lotus. Let's go and get the mana confluence down. So if we go for Gilded Lotus, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's going to be 4 mana. So it's going to keep us off Obnixilis or Chandra. Opponent is getting down the Master Biomancer. Each creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of additional +1 counters equal to Myrobence's power. Do you want to go for Obnixilis at this point? Yeah, I think I like going for that. We cannot, yeah, it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can't get it down in Gilded Lotus, so let's go ahead and go for Obnixilis. It's going to be 1, 2, and then either way, we're going to have to tap the Ancient Tomb down. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. All right, get down Obnixilis. We're going to go for that -3 ability on the Master Biomancer. Destroy target creature. That plus, you don't really, even if we had a board wipe or something like that, we could probably sequence that turn just a little bit differently. But with Master Biomancer on the battlefield, it's going to be hard for us to deal with those additional +1 counters, especially with us having some extra, 2 Planeswalkers in the hand and getting those down. Now, as far as Devotion goes, if our life total does get a little bit low, we're slowly working towards Devotion. We're looking at Devotion 4 at this point right now. We have a Beast token, Obnixilis is not on the battlefield anymore, and our opponent does have a Wasteland on, so we'll see what they're going to go for. If they want to go for the Wasteland on Ancient Tomb, that would set us back, but thankfully, since we do have Gilded Lotus, I'll kind of make up the difference for us losing out on Ancient Tomb. Opponent's going to go for Bribery. Now, as far as what they would search up, let's, actually, we'll just wait and see what they kind of search up. All right, an opponent does search up Grave Titan. They're going to get those 2 zombies on the battlefield. So at this point, we do need to kind of start getting into a board wipe to kind of help clean this up. All right, now as far as what we can go for, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get down the Gilded Lotus. We can buy a little bit of extra time with the Grave Merchant. Now, if we do get the Liege down, that will give us Devotion. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we'll get really close to getting that down on the battlefield, and then followed up with Grave Merchant. We can at least chump block on the Grave Titan from swinging in on Mogis. Let's go and do this. So let's go for the Gilded Lotus. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 off the Ancient Tomb. Tap the Canyon Sloth down. We're going to tap out on the Temple of Malice. Yeah, I like that. We can follow it up with Grave Merchant next turn, especially if our opponent's going to go for Wasteland. Let's go triple red and tap the Mana Confluence out. Let's go and get the Liege down. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. And that would put us right at 5 total Devotion for Mogis. And then Grey Merchant next turn will turn online. All right, so we're going to get on Ashen. Our opponent can swing in with the whole crew. That's going to be 10 coming across, put us down to 6, unfortunately. But with Great Merchant on the battlefield, we're going to have our opponent drain a little bit of life, and then hopefully on the back end, once we get Mogis online with Devotion, we can swing in. Now, we do have Chandra in the hand, so with Chandra, we can use that plus ability to get 2 of the elemental tokens onto the battlefield if we want to, and or if we want to, we can actually simply just go for the -X ability. It's going to clean up those zombies, but unfortunately, we're going to lose out on Ashen. I think we're okay with that. We'll see how we want to sequence this one. But we might be able to, depending on how they kind of tap out. Well, they're going to have those 2 zombies down. I was thinking we could maybe swing with Mogis in addition to the Great Merchant trigger. But it's going to be pretty close on this one. Let's see what we can kind of come up with. Let's see what we draw into. Let's go and pop this down just a little bit. But yeah, I kind of tightened up the Mogis deck. There's been a couple times where some of those Punisher enchantments, they're fun to play with, but when you have a bunch of them in the hand, that stuff like Sulfuric Vortex at this point in the game, it's not that great. A lot of them are kind of situational, so I kind of cleaned up some of the stuff, and I've been happy with the build so far. Let's go ahead and go for that Great Merchant. I think that's gonna be the best bet. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3. And then, yeah, it's going to be Devotion Black, so it's not really going to matter. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. Okay, so we're going to have Great Merchant into the battlefield. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, there we go. So they're going to lose some life on this one. We go to 12, they go to 7. Any certain way we want to do this. So if we push in with Mogis, it's not really going to do much. At least we're going to have an additional blocker. We're going to have that Mogis trigger up top. They can sacrifice a zombie if they want to, but I think we're just going to hold on this one. If they want to swing in for a few more zombie tokens, so be it. And then next turn, we can go for Chandra and get the elemental tokens going, kind of swinging in to hopefully kind of start combating some of these zombies, especially with our opponent being down at 5. But we'll see if they're going to be able to go 4 off this one. Okay, opponent's going to be going for Phyrexian Metamorph. They can go. Okay, Ashen. Oh, nice. Okay, so that's going to make it. We can still chump block with Mogis, though. That's going to be okay. The only thing is it gives them an entire board of zombies. We can still chump block one of the zombies on Great Merchant and get that going. Let's see how they swing in, though. If they want to say it's not going to have haste, so they're not going to be able to swing in with it. With the Phyrexian Metamorph, that is nice getting the Ashen Liege out there. It's going to be a 4-1. If we can somehow get. If we go for Chandra next turn, we're going to miss out on our own Ashen Liege, which is actually going to turn off Devotion, because that's going to be 1 more mana symbol that we need. Now, if we do go for Sulfuric Vortex at the beginning of each player's upkeep, that's going to be 2 damage. So if somehow we can deal maybe 3 damage to them somehow this turn, we can ship it over to Sulfuric Vortex and then kind of get that going. Draw into Furnace of Wrath. Okay, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's actually be just enough for Furnace of Wrath. It's going to put them down to 4. They will have to sacrifice a creature. Do we want to push in on this one? Either way, they're probably going to chump block with a bunch of the zombies. We get the Chandra Flamecaller down. X damage to each creature. If we do that, that's going to be X for 3. That's going to take care of ours. It's going to turn off Devotion because that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is not going to be enough. Let's get down the Sulfuric Vortex, I think, on this one. I mean, because our opponent is sitting at 5. If for some reason they had gone for Mana Confluence and put them down to 4, we'd be in a perfect spot to go for Furnace of Wrath on this one. But since we can't simply just deal any damage at this point right now, I like getting on the Sulfuric Vortex. It kind of puts our opponent in a weird spot where they kind of have to kind of chump block kind of weird on this one, or maybe swing into a weird kind of cluttered board state. All right, get on the Sulfuric Vortex, and then we're going to go and pass the turn to our opponent. Yeah, I think I like doing that. Yeah, because swinging in doesn't do much other than just turning off Devotion for Mogis. We got a little bit of extra added value from the Sulfuric Vortex on the battlefield, so if we do end up going for Chandra next turn, it's going to make a little bit of a difference. But get the Mogis trigger up there, see if they're going to sacrifice a creature. It's going to be 2 damage, put them down to 3, and then we'll have the Sulfuric Vortex trigger coming over 2. 2 damage to that player, puts them down to 3, and then we'll see how they want to swing it. So at this point right now, that's going to be 3, 6, 9 coming across. Ashen Liege, we can trade on that, Mogis. If we do trade on Ashen Liege, somehow we don't have that on the battlefield, we'll still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll still have 6 Devotion, so after combat. So it's not going to be the end of the world. And with Mogis having Indestructible, we kind of stop that Grave Type from coming across. So I think we're in a good spot, especially if we just slam down the Furnace of Wrath. We can get that down, and worst case scenario, we'll get down Chandra and start dealing some of those elemental tokens to kind of push past our opponent. Opponent's going to go for Eternal Witness. See if they're going to search up on this. Ooh, they can actually bring back Beast Within on the Eternal Witness. Let's see what they target off this one. They're going to go for Bribery. Okay. Maybe they... I'm trying to figure out what they could do that would what they could search up on that one. Usually Grave Titan's about the best thing that we have in here. We do have Fleshbag Marauder. No, excuse me, Fleshbag's in the graveyard. We'll see what they search up on this one. I'm actually kind of curious to see what the bribery play would be on this one. Okay, opponent's going to go for Dire Fleet Ravager. Enters the battlefield. Each player loses their third of their life rounded up. Which, there we go. There's my mouse. Okay, so it's going to put us down to 8. They go down to 1. Yeah, can't really go below that. And then they still... We'll see how they sequence this one. We're going to have 3 blockers, 3, 6, 9. I think either way. Yeah, they actually have it on this one now that I think about it. All right, to get the 2/2 zombie. Oh, man. Nice by our opponent. Yeah, because 3, 6, 9 coming across. And then either way, if we chump block across the board over here, they're going to be able to stop that one. I don't think there's any way we can get out from underneath this one. Good game by our opponent for sure. We'll still go and lay him out right there, but actually, no, in fact, we'll just go and take it because 3, 6, 9, if we chump block across all the zombies, we're going to be taking 8 on the back end over here, 15, and if we chump block across here, we're taking 9 on that side. Yeah, good grab by our opponent, grabbing that Dire Fleet Ravager right there. That's a good one on that one, so I'm going to let that damage come through. Unfortunately, Turtle Witness didn't want to hear Mogis' closing song, so they got to search up Dire Fleet Ravager, our base player, to come play base for them, but yeah, good game to our opponent. That was definitely a really good sequencing game where they got him down to 1. Sorry for the weird edit. Whenever it shoots back to the desktop, I always like to have a clean ending like this. So, but good game to our opponent. Not much else to cover. I was almost done wrapping it up, and it was really good sequencing. It's always fun getting to play really tight games like that. So, if you enjoyed the metal concert, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.